everyone. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here with Mike and you because we have an amazing announcement that I'm more than thrilled for. If you think the holidays are fun, like Christmas, this is just like Christmas, this elevated just a little bit. I mean, it's like the most exciting thing. And you know what? Mike has been working incredibly hard on it. And you may have seen it if you've seen any of our social posts earlier today. But I think is Mike over here? Yeah, Mike. I was going to make sure I'm pointing to the right place. Mike is the mastermind behind it all. So, Mike, why are we here on a Monday? Just tell
It's
everyone.
weird, isn't it? Why are we here?
I
When
don't
I'm on
know.
camera with you, I can count on one hand the number of times that this has actually happened to the two of us
Yes.
on camera at the same time.
Yes, I agree. Yes, it has. And it's only like, it would only be something big, right? That we were on camera
That's
at the
right.
same time and going live at the same time. So, Mike, why are we live right now?
We are here to talk about our next big summit. We do a big summit, a big event every single quarter. And this quarter is our biggest, our best, and it's special. It's different. It's Agency Summit.
Woohoo! Oh my
All
gosh.
for agencies. Now, obviously, anybody can show up and attend, and regular social media managers, business owners. There's lots here for you, but we're 100% focused on agency owners, and we'll get into the details and why that is and what that looks like in just a minute. But that is this event, Agency Summit by Agorapulse, happening June 23rd, a one-day live event that's free and the best way that as an agency owner you can grow and scale your business.
So I'm so pumped. And even like, let's say, Mike, just really quick, if you're not an agency owner, you can still learn a lot about this, right? Like learn from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There'll be some really great sessions. Some of them obviously are going to be very, very hyper focused on agencies, how to scale, how to pitch clients and that sort of thing, which if you're running social media for an existing brand, that won't probably be very helpful to you. But we're going to have a lot of agency solution providers there that are just as good for other kinds of business entities and positions. Like Easel is going to be there talking about creating graphics and working with a team and that sort of thing. And that might be just as applicable to you, even if you don't have an agency. But like I said, this is really, the whole event is geared from top to bottom to help agencies get ahead.
So what inspired you to create an event all around agencies? And for all of you people that don't know, Mike is in charge of all of our summits, getting the speakers and everything. And so what was that big inspiration for you to just like, you know what, let's focus in on agencies?
Well, this is something we've decided as an entire company to do with all of our marketing, product, promotional efforts over the past couple of quarters. We decided, you know what, we need to and we can do more for agencies. So it started last quarter. We were creating content for agencies. We started to put on webinars for agencies. And that's when the idea came into my mind. Okay, the next summit, our last couple have been like Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. But the next summit, this quarter's summit, needed to be focused on agencies. And after talking with like our CMO, Michael Angeletta, and some other folks, we decided that the format needed to be a little bit different too. It needed to be more than just a bunch of different sessions that people could take on random topics. It needed to be more structured. So there's going to be this whole series of live workshops, one every time slot throughout the day. So you can show up at 9 a.m. and start learning live from our guest agency coaches and experts. And they're going to present for 25, 30 minutes on something very, very specific, like how do you pitch prospects? How do you sell and price your services as an agency? And then you'll have Q&A time. So coupled with those, then you've got all these different breakout sessions on wonderful topics, like contracts, right? How do you set up contracts as an agency owner? Do you even need contracts? And what does that look like? And how do you handle copyright law, right? Mitch Jackson's going to come in and he's going to help us with all those kinds of questions, as you know he will. So I'm really excited for the lineup and the agenda that we have, because it's amazing and it's truly one of a kind.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And the thing is, so Mitch Jackson is wonderful because he gives amazing advice when it comes to any kind of legal matter. We've had him on the show before, but I absolutely love that. And I think pricing when it comes to agencies, they're just not sure how to go about it. They're worried that they don't want to overcharge, but then they're undercharging, for some of their main key things, like if you have a tool like Agorapulse or other tools, you got to factor that into your pricing. And I think that's a huge, the biggest mistake maybe that agencies make is they don't charge enough. And, and Mike, starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, if you're going to start an agency, you got to price it right because you need to survive those first 6 months to a year. I mean, that's the key golden area right there. And there's so many other things like contracts and, making sure that you attract the ideal customer, which, I know that you really know about as well, because you don't want clients that just you're not a good fit for, right? Because it's just not going to be a happy relationship for anyone. And so you want to make sure you have those ideal clients. So Mike, oh my God, I'm so pumped for that. So when is the day? What day is it? Before we bring on, we have two special guests with us, but what day is it?
Yeah, so this is all going to happen on Wednesday, June 23rd. You can sign up right now. You can go to social.agorapulse.com/summit and sign yourself up, sign your team up, sign your boss up, whoever needs to go and participate in this event. And it's going to be, like I said, a series of live workshops throughout the day, then all these other sessions that are going to be on demand, right? So you can look at the agenda for the live sessions and decide, okay, out of the 9 sessions, there's these 6 that I really want to go to. The rest I kind of have a good handle on. And I can use that time then to dip into these other on-demand sessions. Plus, there's going to be speed networking, there's going to be table talks, and amazing virtual booths from some pretty outstanding partners that I've identified that are there to help agencies. They've got solutions that are either really good for agencies or even specific for agencies: video creation, content creation, agency client management tools, the works. So you can come in, you can learn about what tools can help you grow and scale your agency even more in the coming year.
Oh my gosh, I think that's absolutely amazing. And what I love about the summits you put on, Mike, is the fact that, let's say I just can't take off the entire day on Wednesday. I just can't do it. Or it's just so much good information. I think that's one of many people's struggles. They're just like, there's so many good sessions. There's no way I can really digest that information in a day. I want to spread it out. Because the amazing thing is you want to sign up, because just signing up and registering, even if something happens that day, or, you can only go to a couple of live sessions, you get access for how long after? Is it 30 days, Mike, for all the sessions?
Yeah, 30 days. And obviously you can't. I mean, there's no way you could attend everything and go to all the live sessions and watch all the on-demand sessions in one day. And so yeah, we recognize that not everybody has that kind of time. I do recommend everybody calendar and block off the whole day, because you're going to want to do that. You will kick yourself the next day if you don't do that, because of so much that's happening live that day that isn't recorded. The table talks, the speed networking, that sort of thing, the opportunities to ask questions, right? I mean, that's gold.
Yes.
These are amazing agency coaches that will charge you for their time, but you get access to them for free. You get to watch their session and then jump on stage and ask questions. Don't miss that opportunity. But that said, yeah, for 30 days afterwards, you can go back and rewatch anything you missed, watch some of the recorded sessions, take all the time you need to learn those extra tips.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I'm going to have some tips after we actually have 2 of our guests on here before we wrap up, just to make sure you maximize that day, and things to do ahead of time to make sure that, if you have questions or anything, you get that all straight, because there's going to be so much information coming to you that day that you may forget to ask an important question. And you're not going to have all these experts, like world-renowned experts, in one place at the same time. So we're going to help you do that. But before we do that, we have 2 incredible guests, and I'm so pumped to bring them on and join us. We've got Chris Rudolph in the house.
Hey.
We have Kate Scavish. Hey, how are you from Wave Video? I'm so excited both of you are here. And why are you here? You guys are actually speaking at the event, which I'm so pumped for because they are going to be amazing and brilliant sessions. And first, before we go any farther along with this, I just want to give a quick bio of Kate, and then we're going to go to you, Chris. But Kate is the co-founder and CVO at Wave.video, a world-class online video marketing platform for agencies and social media managers that help scale video creation to increase ROI and stand out on social media. Kate is a serial entrepreneur and has decades of digital marketing, sales, and video making experience, which is why Mike Alton was like, she needs to be a part of this. If she's not, then it really isn't an agency summit or a summit at all. Now, is it? So, Kate, I'm so excited you're here. And Chris, let's talk about you. So Chris is a husband, a father of 3, and business coach for digital agency owners. He specializes in helping them multiply their revenue, scale with a team, and enjoy more time with their families and loved ones. He's also a national speaker at digital marketing conferences and has presented for companies like Agora Pulse, Sendable, Verblio, and Cloud Campaign, A. Madison, and is a Wisconsin native. Chris and his family recently relocated to Baja, Mexico, which we were talking about beforehand. And I'm just going to say, yeah, I want to come visit you, where he runs his business coaching practice remotely and volunteers part-time building homes for families in need. And after starting and selling off 2 businesses, there's one lesson Chris has learned along the way. It's extremely difficult to do it alone. He believes if you want to be successful and finish well, you need a coach, just like any serious athlete does. So I love that. And pure gold. And the point of our summit is not to act as a coach, but to be your friend and give you all the tools you need, like a whole toolbox that you can just carry along with you to the future and just, pull out different things that you need that you learned from the summit. So you guys, I'm so excited you're here. So thank you so much. And we're going to do kind of a round robin of questions. And Mike, you can ask questions too. And Mike, I think you have access to the questions. So I'm going to kick it off with the first one, and then I'm going to let Mike ask the second question. So first of all, I'm going to go with you, Kate, and I'm going to ask you, since you're a serial entrepreneur and it can be really hard and intimidating, I think, for people to start a business, maintain a business, all of that. I would love for you to just give a little 2-minute, brief summarization of your career and different things you've accomplished, and maybe a tip for agency owners. Maybe they're just getting started, or, they're right in the middle of things, or maybe they've been in an agency for 10 years, but maybe they need a little lifted up of spirits because times have been a little hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of pressure, and you don't think about it ahead of time. You just think about your idea, making it happen, and how to make it happen. And then you put a lot of work into it and be prepared to put more than you originally anticipated. But it's so much fun and such a rewarding journey as well. So the most important thing, if you start your own business, to understand what your niche is and really focus on that niche, become known in that niche, and then you can move forward and grow your audience, grow your business. But big advice, start small, start really focused on certain audience, and then you can grow. And I believe there are some benefits in the time we are going through. We don't have to spend so much time in traffic. We can stay home and really focus on our business. And if you are just starting, it's a really good time in that respect to start your own business. And of course, coming to this conference and online and learning for these best experts who really know how to focus on things from the agency perspective. For example, for Wave.video, when we started small, and agency wasn't our focus, but it became obvious right away that agencies are interested in our product because they can make so much profit out of it and to scale their work easily. With many clients, we support branding for many clients, and up to 50 with certainly low price and stuff like that. But again, start small. Make sure you know all this process with 1 or 2 clients and then scale. So starting small is very important, I think, in any business. And understanding who is your audience also is number 1 priority.
Oh, I love that. Kate, that is great advice. Seriously, thank you so much. I absolutely love that. And same question to you, Chris. Like, you know, you've got the work-life balance going on and just you're an amazing coach and, you know, business owner. I would just love to know, like, just a quick summarization, because I know I'd said a lot in your bio, but just like your journey and maybe some of the key tips that you learned that maybe other agency owners can take from.
Yeah, definitely, Jennifer. One of the things I remember when I started my first service business, it was 20 years ago, so a long time ago. But I was like a lot of service providers. Like I really knew my craft, but I didn't know anything about business. So the first 4 years was a really steep learning curve. Just a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of mistakes. And I finally had some mentors and coaches speak into my life, which was really, really key. I started going to marketing conferences as well, which was another key part of it. I really had to learn to really market and sell my own services and then how to systemize my business. So that was the big turning point for me. And kind of fast forward, I have sold off 2 businesses, and now I'm over the last 7 years, I've been helping digital agency owners do that same thing, you know, how to market and package and sell their own services, and then how to really systemize so that they're not, you know, completely overwhelmed trying to do everything within their agency.
I love that. Oh, Chris, such great advice already. Fantastic. And for everybody who's watching us in the audience, if you have a question, ask it. Ask it right now. You don't have to wait for the summit. Ask it right now. We've got 2 amazing experts in the house. I mean, this is absolutely free going on right now. If you have a question, go for it. And I have to give a special shout out to Danny Manzan, who's watching us. He said his entire team's going to be at the summit, which I'm so pumped for. Danny, I'm glad you're here. If you have any questions, let us know. We've got some other people in the house as well. But Mike, I'm going to kick it off to you and have you ask the next question for everyone.
Yeah, so I'll just leave off with you, Chris. And you were talking about how you systemized your business, and that was a struggle. Would you say that's the biggest struggle that agencies face, or is there anything else that they typically struggle with in your experience?
You know, Mike, that's one of them, but also I think the big overarching struggle is really fighting for time to work on your business, not just in it. I think so many times, what I love about agencies and about marketers is that, you know, if you're at a conference like this or in-person conference, it's some of the best people that you want to be around, because generally everyone wants to help, and they got into what they're doing because they really want to help other, you know, their clients and other businesses succeed. And a lot of times that can be a really good thing, but taken to the extreme, it means you put you know, your clients' agendas before your own. And I think that's a lot of times that creeps into time where you can design and really build systems and really design and build the future of where you want your agency to go. And it can be deadlines and kind of, you know, your other clients' agendas that really crowd that out. So I think that's the biggest struggle that I see agency owners having. There's a lot of struggles, but that's, I think, the main one that I see.
Yeah, and you said something I really just love, which is that the people that come to these events are the most amazing, best people. And it's so true. And again, that's just why I'm going to reiterate for those of you watching, set aside that whole day on June 23rd to show up and be present and network with these folks, not just the people that are on stage teaching, but the people that are attending and chatting right alongside you, because that's a real opportunity. It's a gold mine of people that you can connect with and learn from over time. Kate, I know, you know, your business is a little bit different from Chris's, obviously, but in your experience, what are some of the top struggles that your agency customers have had?
Well, same story. To streamline video production and to actually figure out how to deliver best to your clients, but spend less, and diversify activities in the team and make a client happy. Basically, yeah, to understanding what to offer and how to offer it, so everybody has this win-win situation.
Oh yeah, content creation's a big job for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Kate, Chris, thank you for that, because I think most agencies and even business owners can have a lot of those same struggles. So I love that. And I would love to know for each of you, and Kate, we'll kick this one off with you. What was like been the biggest hurdle of your career that you had to overcome? Whether it was something like internal, just fear of like, oh, I just don't know if this is going to work out or not, or if it was something different, having to reorganize your team or something else. What was like a big thing that you conquered in your career so far?
Well, speaking of business, basically to keep this life work balance, because it's really kind of sucking you in if it's your own business and you think, okay, if you put extra 5 hours, maybe that will make a difference. But then you have to find a discipline and say no at some point because you don't want to burn out. And same thing about not pushing your team and making them creating this life work balance for themselves. It's also very important. So I think it's it's finding this discipline.
I love that. No, that's so important. And I would say, Chris, you've probably mastered that very well. But what is one thing that you've like hurdle that you've overcame, Chris, that you're just like, you just got on the other side of it and you're like, wow, like I did that. I was scared a little bit, but look what I did, I accomplished.
Yeah, Jen, I'll say this to you. I haven't mastered it. It is a journey. It is not an end destination. So I want to say that right now, that I think that's a myth that, you get to this place where you arrive with work-life balance. It's a complete journey. But, one of the things that I know in my, I guess, years as an entrepreneur that really stand out is that realizing that I can't do it all and that I have limits. And there's two kind of specific examples. One is instead of trying to figure it out all by myself, I could, learn from people who are way smarter than me or have been in my shoes and are maybe like a step or two ahead of me in the journey. That's really key. I had a mentor. I was 20 years old and gave me some great advice that, find out who you want to be like and, try to, take them out to lunch or have coffee with them or set up a call with them. And you'll probably learn more in a half hour to an hour about what to do and what not to do than it would take probably in 2 years to figure out just trial and error. So that's one thing that I can think of. And then also as far as realizing that you can't do it all, you're not going to be the best in every single area. So how can you team up with people or hire people who can really be strong in the areas that you're not, and you can really focus on what you're really good at and what you really enjoy. I think that's a big key.
I love that. And Chris, I love that you said you could learn more, just sitting down with someone for coffee or just a meal than you could just trial and error by yourself. I think that's so huge, and why this opportunity is even bigger for the agency summit, because what Mike has done is made it so easy for you to interact with people, get to know people. And we encourage that. If you're not I would say 5 or 10 people, Mike, if people don't reach out to 5 or 10 new people that they don't know at this summit, then we're going to challenge everyone to do that. And we want to know about the backstories and, have you guys do a video meeting or something, because it is amazing the power of connection. When you're given a platform like that, when you're at a summit and everyone's collectively all together trying to help each other succeed and boost each other up. And so a summit like this is a great opportunity to have those conversations, Chris. And I know people that have been to summits in the past, and they've built lifelong relationships and connected with someone that they partner with or they've created a business with. So what we have right now is just, an amazing opportunity that if you haven't done so yet, you need to register for the summit. And we do have the bit.ly link to the summit. It's in the chat right there. Deb Mitchell has put it in there. Just go ahead and register, because, this happens to me sometimes. I put it on my to-do list and then it gets pushed down and farther down. So do it right now. If you're watching us, do it right now. Register for the summit, because this is your opportunity just to meet with people that could change your life and, could skyrocket your business to wherever you want it to go. So definitely, do that. Take that advantage. So Mike,
if I could just share a couple of details. Right at the start of the day, the very first session is speed networking, which means you're going to log into the system. You're going to turn on your camera and your microphone, and the system's going to automatically pair you with another attendee for just 5 minutes. And you're going to do that for 30 or 60 minutes. And so you're going to meet those 5 or 10 people, and you're just going to say, hi, how are you doing? Where are you from? What do you do? What are you here to learn? You know, some basic, nice icebreaker, easy questions, but you're going to get to know that person. You can connect with them on the platform. And then at the midday break, we're going to have table talk set up where, again, turn on your camera, turn on your microphone, jump into a video chat, very similar to this one, 4, 5, 8 different people talking about a specific topic that maybe you've got questions on, maybe you have answers for. That's up to you. But you jump into that table and you meet some other people, and you come out of that day having attended some sessions where you learned some things, but most importantly, you made some really good connections.
I love that. And I have to pop on this comment from Deb Mitchell. She said speed networking was cool, like super cool at the last summit. So yeah, and you just take advantage of everything. Like, get out of your comfort zone. If you're just like, oh gosh, I'm a little nervous, like I don't know if I want to do speed networking, just do it. Like, nobody cares. Like, just be yourself and just be your awesome self and just have fun and learn. That's what we're all here trying to do. So I love that. And Deb, thank you so much for saying that as well. And Mike, do you want to take your stab at the next question?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the sessions we have an entire session about how to grow your agency post COVID. But I'm really interested in hearing from the two of you, what changes have you gone through as a result of the pandemic, or more specifically, have you seen some agencies having to go through? And we'll start with you, Chris. What impact have you seen COVID have on your own business or agencies?
Yeah, I'll say 2 really quick ones. So one is the 10 Zoom calls in a row without a bathroom break. I hear that literally every single week of like with all these businesses operating remotely. Everyone wants to jump on a call, especially during times of high anxiety and disruption. So that's one. The other one is with any disruption, companies cut expenses. But what I found is they don't cut income sources. So if your agency service makes your clients money, you're not likely to be cut. You're really an essential service for them, and you're likely to gain probably more of a retainer or more work from that company. But if your agency services are an expense, you're more likely to be cut. So I found that during COVID, it's kind of like either gone one way or the other. I've seen agencies who are providing significant ROI in their services. They're the ones that are 2x and 3x and even 4xing their agencies. And the ones that aren't are the ones that are really tanking and struggling.
That's a super powerful point, Chris.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got a whole session from Chris Penn about how to demonstrate ROI. Because if you aren't doing that successfully as an agency, you're not doing yourself enough justice. Kate, what do you think?
Well, we didn't run this researches on the agencies that work with us, but what we've noticed that when COVID began, a lot of agencies who were focused on advertising tourism and any tours associated with it, that agencies took a pause in our subscription, and those who helped restaurants, and it was like significant drop in number of those industries. But then different digital agencies came because the demand for digital marketing was so growing and so strong. For us, we noticed even little bump in total number of agencies that work with us. And what we see right now, that some of our old clients are coming back. And that is super exciting because we hope we will grow our user base even more when all these nice travel agencies and all this stuff that we love will come back. So that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, definitely a good sign. Yeah, Kate. Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, thank you for your insight and yours as well, Chris. I absolutely love that, because I know right now is a time of change, but it's a great opportunity as well because everyone's lives are disrupted. The entire world is going through this, and people are more apt to try something new and try something different. So positioning that ROI and showing that, you can prove that ROI and you can take businesses to the next level, that's huge, So putting your best face and foot foot forward is key basically for any kind of success. So I
Mhm.
love that. So thank you so much for both of you. And I would love to now dive in, since both of you are going to be contributing to our amazing summit. And Kate, we'll start with you. I would love to hear what you are going to talk about in the summit. Now, don't give all your key factors away, because we want you to say the juicy things for the summit, but just
Right.
tease us a little. Maybe give us like one takeaway that we can take home with us right now to make us want to come back in the next several weeks for the summit.
First of all, I will talk more about what agency can offer in terms of social video marketing and in terms of engagement clients and maximizing ROI and profits, how to repurpose what services you may think of offering on top of what you already do, and of course, how to streamline all the services, all this video production, all this content production and stuff like that. Again, if you have some questions around video and how you can maximize your profits and profit for your clients around it, it's a good time to ask me. So I still have time to prepare for this session and address them ahead of time. Or so please share your concerns in that area.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So, Kate, basically, like what you just said, for everyone who's watching, if you have a question specific to video or anything that Kate might speak to regarding Wave.video, ask it, because then she'll include it in her presentation. She will answer your question in front of everyone, which is amazing. And likely, if you have a question, someone else has that exact same question, or several people do. So if you guys, and I'm sure the same with Chris, if there's something that you have a question about or you want to be included, I bet they can squeeze it in. There's still time. And we've got Dorian in the house as well. A special shout out to Dorian, who is also a part of this amazing event in the summit. So Dorian, I'm so excited you're here. You decided to join us and pop in. She is absolutely brilliant and amazing. So with that said, Chris, I would love for you to just give a little taste, of flavor of what you're going to be talking about at the summit. Maybe like one key takeaway right now, and then save the rest for later.
Yeah, you bet. So I'm going to share how to multiply your agency's revenue with performance-based retainers. And here's really why. I sit down with so many agency owners that, they have a goal. They want to double or triple their agency's revenue. But when we really break it down and do the math, if that would actually happen, they'd have to double or triple their number of clients. And it would be completely overwhelming. Like their team couldn't handle it. And it would just be a lot of stress. So I think it's not necessarily about revenue, but it's profit. So how do you really do that? The best way that I found is to have a performance-based retainer, and where you can get paid in bonus on performance by doing great work. So in this session, we're going to go step by step through how to name your package, structure the terms, and really pitch it to prospects.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Chris, that's amazing. I don't even have an agency, but I want to go to your session because I'm just curious. I think that's awesome. Yours too, Kate. Oh my gosh. And Dorian as well. I don't know. I love learning. And so I always want to learn more. I love this. And seriously, thank you both for just sharing your insight, your knowledge, and giving us a little taste of the amazingness that is to come for the summit. Now, Mike, with that said, can you just kind of summarize the summit again and what makes it so spectacular and bigger and better than any other summit that you've put on so far?
Well, one of the things that I'm really enjoying is that there's these sub-themes that have emerged after I've talked with wonderful speakers like Chris and Kate and others and brought them on board, and we've kind of decided, okay, what are we going to talk about? So one of the sub-themes that has come up is AI and speech recognition and all these different chat technologies and automated text creation technologies and video creation technologies that are folded in. So if you want to learn about AI, if you're not yet leveraging AI in your agency, there's a lot for you to benefit from at this summit. And by the same token, with Kate and Chris both, they're talking about revenue, right? Whether it's adding services or scaling services or charging differently so you can take better advantage of the good work that you're doing. This helmet is going to help you make more money as an agency, which who doesn't want that, right?
I love that. Oh my gosh, Mike, seriously, I'm so excited for this summit. So, you guys, it's June 23rd. If you have not done so yet, block the entire day off, maybe even like a half a day before and after, so you can properly prep for it and then just take some time to digest the knowledge. And what you need to do is, if you're a part of a team, you need to get your boss on board, your entire team on board, and maybe segment, if you guys can't go to all of them, separate it between different team members and all collectively come together like a book club and share your knowledge and what you've learned. Because I know it's a lot. And so, but it's amazing stuff. You don't want to miss it. So do that. And even if you don't have anyone on your team, maybe find a couple of other people that are attending, and you can even have meetings after the fact, maybe through speed networking, and be like, hey, did you attend this person's session? Because I didn't get a chance to. What were your notes? Or would you share them with me? Let's talk about it. Have virtual coffee, do something like that. But it's amazing. We've got the link to the summit in the comments. So all you have to do is register. It's free. It's going to be awesome and amazing. If you can't go the entire day or June 23rd at all, let's say if you're on vacation with the family, good for you. But you know what? Sign up so you can at least watch everything in demand after the fact, and you can do it at your own pace. And one of the things that I've learned, and probably I know Kate, Chris, and Mike, you have learned as well, before going to a summit like this, is kind of looking at the speakers and what presentations there are going to be, the ones you really want to focus in on, and write questions down and what you hope to achieve from the conference. I feel like, or the summit, itself, I feel like a lot of people, they go into the summit, and I know everyone's really busy, but they struggle to take action after the fact. And we want you to take action because we're giving you so many tools, so much advice. We want something amazing to come of it. So does anyone have we'll do a quick round robin with everyone. And Kate, we'll go with you first. What's your best tip for attending an online event or summit for everyone?
My tip number one is to have all your links to social media, LinkedIn, ready, your groups, whatever you want to share, your email, because when you're going to talk one-on-one for 35 minutes, you want to have this information, so you won't lose this person that you really want to continue to somehow to be connected after this network. I think it's important. And of course, read the sessions. Speaker is very important, but what the speaker is going to talk about, because, for example, I was talking about ROI, but then, yes, I'm going to talk about speech recognition and how AI can help you to create videos in just a snap, and all of this amazing stuff. And yeah, I think really, if you need to choose what you want to attend, what sessions you want to attend, pick ahead of time, and probably bring your coworker so you can discuss what you've heard on this conference after. And yes, have your credentials, your email and everything ready.
Oh, I love that, Kate. Chris, what about you? What is your biggest tip before or even during a summit?
Yeah, so I have two, and actually, Jennifer, you mentioned one is blocking off the day after a conference or summit, because you're going to be inspired. You're going to have all these things going on in your head, and if you take all these notes, but then you head right back into busy day-to-day work the next day, that inspiration is going to fade, and you're not going to really take action on those notes, and they'll just be in your notebook or on your computer. And not really, you don't have a chance to digest it and really make an action plan on how to do it. The second thing is you can take notes on each session, but I like to put right at the top is what's the one thing that I learned in this session that's gonna make the biggest difference for me and my agency. And then if you attend 15 sessions, you're gonna have 15, one things that you can that are gonna really matter for you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's golden. And Mike, what about you? Since you you bring all these summits together, you see what happens, you've attended summits. What are like one or two key things that you think everybody needs to either prep for, do during or after, just to maximize the entire event in time?
Yeah, the big thing for me is to take advantage of the expo hall. When I went to Content Marketing World in, gosh, I think it was 2016, I set aside time to wander through the expo hall because I needed a vendor solution for a particular problem. And in that time, it was content management. And I took advantage of the fact that there were like 3 or 4 different vendors there. There was Marketo and Curata and a couple others that had booths. And I could just walk up and I could ask my questions and I could take away some pamphlets in a very non-pressure, non-salesy kind of environment. And so that's what I've tried to put together for you as an agency owner as well. Here with the Agency Summit Expo Hall, you'll be able to learn about video tools and social media management tools and, text conversion tools and all kinds of wonderful things. Again, in a very high pressure, non-salesy environment, but there'll be virtual booths that are frankly amazing. I'm really happy with the platform that we're going with. And you'll be able to walk in and watch a video, download some handouts, jump into a video call if you want to, bring your teammates along, set aside that time and say, hey, Johnny, at noon, let's go talk to the folks at Wave Video because we're not doing video very well right now, or maybe we're not doing video at all right now, and we want to add that as a revenue stream, right, for our business. Let's get that done on that day.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes. And I can't say enough about the expo hall because any event that I go to, going there and just talking to people, and it's a great way to meet people too. So, and I love that. And the virtual ones that you do, Mike, are incredible. So I love it so much. So basically, every part of the summit, you want to try and make sure you do the speed networking, go to the live events, however many you can, go to the expo hall, just try every different thing because I bet you'll learn something. You'll meet someone. Yeah, just do it all. Do all the things, just do all the things, but in moderation, right? We don't want to overwhelm you or anything like that, but yes. And just by registering, it allows you to have all the sessions on demand for 30 days after the fact. But with that said, I just have to say a big thank you to everyone who watched us, who's joining us, and just, I'm so excited for this event, and Mike has done an incredible job. So if you haven't done so already, go register and it's going to change your life. I promise you it will, in the most positive way ever. A big shout out to you, Kate, and also Chris, for joining us, taking time out of your busy days, for not only joining us on this live, but sharing your wealth of knowledge with us because it's priceless, seriously, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And Mike, any last advice for the summit or anything else, any other kind of juicy details you want to share?
No, I just want to thank you for being another amazing host. So thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, yes. Well, I love all of you. You guys are amazing, and everyone in the audience. And you know what? Make this year like your best one yet. Attend this summit, block it off, invite all your friends because it'll change their lives too. And if you have any questions or need anything from any of us, please let us know at AgoraPulse because we want to help you succeed. We love watching you succeed, your success stories, all of it, all of that. So that's why we put all this together, and that's why Mike worked so hard for this as well. So with that said, click the link in the comments to register, but we hope you have an amazing Monday, an incredible week, and you join us next month for the Agency Summit. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.